I hope you guys can hear me. Give me one sec while I make sure that this stream is running optimally. Wonderful. I am live. I'm going to go ahead and plug the stream. Link, pay, come on. What's up, Joshua? Hope you're well. And we're going to go ahead and throw it in the Discord. Oh, nice. Stream did just start, so I'm taking a second to plug stuff. Give me one sec. Announcements. Add everyone. Paste. Send. Wonderful. Alright, so what we gonna do? We're gonna figure out some way to... Hang on. Identify... thank you, Spy. We want some basic combat stuff in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete... Sorry, I'm gonna delete this. Hello, Paul. I saw the stuff that you shared. Really cool. I gotta take a longer look at it, but I do really like the design so far. Pretty, what's the word? Like modular in a good way. Alright, so this will be more of the combat-ish area. And then we're gonna delete this too. Sorry, old bot level. Your time has come. Alright, so we're gonna move this cube over here. And we're gonna set up some logic kinda like this cube. Don't pay attention to this cube, right? So we need some sort of tag to detect whether or not this is what we want to attack, right? So how do we do that? We are gonna throw a tag on it and call it attackable, right? I'd name stuff like enemy, but in case you attack parts of the environment and I want it to have like a soft lock on it, this is the tag it's gonna have. I'm gonna make sure it's in the middle. Right, and then we're gonna have an exclusive gate, but instead of naming it interaction, it's gonna have, where's the exclusive gate? Attack soft lock. And this just means your attacks will kind of go towards the enemy that the logic thinks that you're directing yourself towards. You remodeled your animatronics again? Whoa, that's a lot. You try to think like Brother B? Oh, single function robot. Yeah, it really came through. So the health manager is always on, right? So if you get damaged by something outside of an attack, you'll still take the damage, or the enemy will still take the damage if it's a projectile or some sort of AoE damage. And we're gonna grab a calculator, and I usually multiply my stuff by 100 to get a bit more of a finer priority. And then this tag output will go directly into the priority. but our calculator will detect anything greater than 0. So anything greater than 0 equals tags open, on, and then in this tag, we'll have in this chip, as long as the priority is high enough and we're being detected greater than 0, so we're in the zone at all, we'll have another thing go up for, hey Lizzie, hope you're well, a tag called attack point, and this is actually the area that the player will sort of snap to during attacks. Right, and right now it's the same just because I'm not adjusting keyframes because this is a logic cube, not a enemy. Maybe Joshua, maybe. I gotta work out 2 today, so we'll see. Are you excited for the movie? Alright, so attack point. We're gonna go over here, and we want to make sure that there is a way of detecting. Do I have a chip for combat? I do. So I want one for a chip inside of input for base stance. Right, and then this just means that if we're in whatever sort of contextual parameters are being met, then you'll trigger like a different stance. So what parameter do we want? We want a zone that can detect those attack points we just, or those tags we just put down. So the one we are focused on is this one, attackable. Now, it's not always going to be attackable. I think enemy will probably be one. For this stake, we're probably going to put one on that says hostile. But we're going to see. I'm probably going to have to backtrack, but that's okay. And we want it all fall off, so that we can get a value between 0 and 1, 2.5. I'm okay with that for now. I'm probably going to change it later. And then I always take this gizmo and I push it just a little bit forward so that right in front of the player, not behind, is the closest to attacking. So we have 2 states, right? We have the base stance going to be active and not active, so we need A and B. A is active by default, B is when the state is active, so we're going to throw that in there. Now what output of this zone? If it's greater than 0, non-attackable hostiles are to run from. That's not a bad idea. I meant more like if there's a... Oh, non-attackable hostile. I didn't think about that. I thought about a non-hostile attackable, like a crate or something. So if we detect this guy, is bot using a H? What doth you mean? Greater than 0, we'll send a pulse. Is bot using I? What do you mean? Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to have to figure out logic for both, because I can then put logic in this guy to detect the robot, and if the robot or the player knows that it's detected, it'll just trigger the combat state. But I kind of want there to be stealth takedowns, like if you can get behind an enemy, maybe that's how you initiate combat. Bothy. So if we detect anything greater than 0, we'll send a pulse to trigger state B, and then we'll just put a temporary pose. Oh, is bot right now? Yes, bot is using his hands for combat. I do want to do melee weapons, but I'm far from figuring out what those look like, and even further from figuring out how those animate. So let's do pose, and then we're going to make it temporary. All right. Now let's grab ourselves. This is a funny combat pose. Just something to make him. He's clearly not a fighter. That's okay. Good. See that we're in that pose now? All right. So another thing is that while we're in this pose, we kind of want to gravitate towards the attack point. Or at least the general direction. Skinny man. Just going to point that forward. I usually turn it up, and we'll do 360 at least. And I mean, it should. Yeah, see now I'm automatically circling it, which is good for combat directions. But my parameters are a little weird now, right? Like my walk is kind of funny. So to fix that, I will probably throw another chip in here for parameters. Parameters, and I'll have a variable for combat, right? Combat can either be active or it's not active. And my minimum value for combat is 0, not active. My maximum value for combat is 1, it's active. And now we're going to have a variable modifier that plugs into this active port. Continuously modify it while it's powered, and it's always powered. And we're going to go up to find one for combat. And then we're going to go into here to make sure that we're not triggering our jog. Right, I don't even want this guy. I said in the comments, but you need to... Oh, I'll get there, Paul. I'll get there, Paul. Probably when I'm focusing more on stealth. Running pose parameters. Now, this is powered. By a NOT gate. And then we need to be not in combat. So now our poses shouldn't work, right? So now I should just be kind of with my own parameters and whatnot. And if I leave, so now I need to figure out how I leave. So if I am not detecting any output from this zone for a certain amount of time, then 5 seconds. Let's change it to 2 seconds for testing purposes. We'll trigger that. So it should take me good. Now, obviously for this, we're going to try to ease it in a little bit just so that it's not as snappy. So we get close. Good. That's got to be way bigger. So we're going to grab the zone in the combat state, right? It's going good, Alex. Trying to figure out this combat logic. Let's up it to... Ooh, I like 7. 7's my favorite number between 1 and 10. Fun fact. So now, come over here. That's our enemy. Alright. That's not bad. I feel like it should be even bigger, to be honest. Maybe it will be 10. No, 9. 9's not bad. See, now why am I... Now what's changing about it? Yeah, okay, this is greater than 0. So now we're going to have to pop in here. Go to play mode. Good, I'm already in state A. Switch to state B. Oh, because it's outputting. Okay. So now we remove this not gate. So if this is not greater than 0. Okay. That should help. And then it should help with the dodging animation. Wonderful. But we want to free ourselves up when we dodge, right? So we're going to have a thing we're going to have some cancel logic in here, right? So we need to kind of put this all into a neat chip for inputs. Safety rails. No, I'm kind of explaining as I go, Joshua. I feel like he's fainting toughness. Oh, like he's faking. Or feigning. That's pretty funny. Alright, so we got an input from our zone. Alright. That cleans the logic up quite a bit. And then I'm going to move this higher so that way stuff matches up a little neater. So it all comes from the zone detecting the attackable thing, right? That's probably going to get changed to hostile. We'll see. And then we also need some other cancels. So we want dodging and double jumping to keep us in state A. So I think I'm going to grab a node, put that in here, put that in here, and then here's our other stuff. So we're going to grab a variable modifier. We want the one for, I guess, wall jump too. Wall jump. Oof, I don't know about... I think combat might stop you from interacting. Double jump. And I'm just grabbing new ones so I don't run into the problem with copying modifiers. Wall jump, dodging. Okay. So now, if I go by this guy, but once I'm done, so then in that case, here's what's going to happen. I need to be not pushing these guys to power this calculator. So that way, if I come into range, it's still active, right? And then and I need to be on ground for this to be active. Puppet interface. Yes, the brothers will be like rigid and void of emotion. I'm sorry, Joshua. It's just dreams be dreaming, you know? A lot of dreams, like logic, is just signal manipulation. And I want it equal to 1. Ta-da. Why are we stopping, yo? This okay. This okay. I'm thinking. Be normal. Sliders. Yeah, sliders. Okay, I see. That pulse is coming while this is happening. So I think we might just change this to an AND gate. To power this thing. So we want to be not doing any of that and touching the ground. Oh man, I hope this works. Good. Hello, Hunter. Hope you're well. All right, this is not bad. I think I want him turning a little faster though when it's active. So let's double it and give it to the next person. All right. That's not bad. And then I think we're going to increase the size of this arena a little bit because I don't want to be worried that I'm going to fall by jumping around. Part of me was thinking about making... Oh, no. No, I can't. I can't. Okay, I also have to make it so that you can't wall jump on stuff like that. Or wall jump on enemies. He's labeled foe. Let's go into his wall jump logic. And make sure that neither of these guys can detect foes, because that is not something that we want to happen. At least for the base enemies. Maybe for a boss or something, it would be cool to climb on it. Am I gonna do input guard? Oh, like combat input? What do you... Alright, now I'm clearly locked onto that guy. So, but I want to see if I put another one close. So that's taking damage, right? And now I need something that says current melee target. So let's go ahead and throw a text displayer. The crab walk. We'll put this guy in the scene, always on top, and call it the current melee target. Alright, this will be on here, and I'll try to move one over here, see how they react. This is my current melee target. If I move over here, this becomes my current melee target. But what if I push that way? Shouldn't that become my current melee target if I'm pushing that way, even though I'm facing this way? I think so. So we might end up connecting it to... We might end up making another logic cube. So that way I can switch and it's more responsive. So we're gonna find... Is this my logic cube? I think it is. So legit just gonna copy it. But we're not gonna have a tag in here. Instead, we're gonna have a zone. But let's change the color so that I know what I'm doing. To spray paint, and we're gonna make it red. And where's the zone? We're gonna grab this zone from the combat chip. Where is that? Oh, sorry. Yo, think of the kids. What's up? Base stance. Go in here. Gonna grab this zone. Legit just put it in here. And of course, we're gonna reset the position because it's automatically gonna follow the player position. Oh, I'm quiet. Test. Is this better? Is that better? Should I... Hang on. Is that better? Test, test. The sphere isn't bad, but I definitely think we're gonna have to move it forward. Give me 1 sec. Alright, so now, let's see if it's more responsive. See how quick I'm switching now? That's what I want. So it can, like, tell on a much quicker basis who I'm targeting. Right, and then I think we might change this to hostile. And then that'll be its own thing. So if I detect a hostile, because I don't want to have to destroy crates. Oh, I don't want to have to like get in the fight pose just for crates. Hostile is what we're going to be looking at while we're in the enemy hostile. Did he share it anywhere, Alex? The Wolverine costume, right? Is that what we're talking about? Hostile. I'm trying to think. Maybe this guy always looks at hostile, but oh, well then, yeah, in that case, I think the costume's dope. I just wanted to make sure that he put it out there. Let's label this chip. Melee targeting. It's the same output. Yeah, it looks dope. He really, like, the shoulder pads really did a lot, because, I mean, he goes to the gym, so his arms are great. And we have the dark hair. Dark eyes. He's got the beard. I'm very excited for him. Now let's leave. Good. Come over here. Automatically start fighting. Now, I'm wondering, do I want combat? If you hold RT, sprinting might take you out of combat, right? So if you want to run away, you can just hold RT and you'll just run away. So I need a new thing for sprinting. Do I need a variable? I might need a variable. Variable. 0, 1. Call it sprint. And then now we have a variable modifier. Plug this baby into the active port. Always continuously powered while on, and we'll change it to sprint. And then I want to make sure that combat cannot be active while we are sprinting, right? So not even the base stance. So we got to add sprint to this list. Could you just went this way? So if I'm sprinting, it's going to focus on the fact that I'm sprinting. And if I want to run away, I can run away. But I think dodging definitely, or landing, will turn off everything else. So that might just be a parameter thing. Give me 1 sec. Land. Parameter. Sorry about that. Did you get the demos? Could you remind me of the name? Think of the kids? Tales of Morrow. I might have, how long ago? A few weeks ago. I think I did. I feel the name seems familiar. Was it full scenes, like playable scenes, or was it galleries? If you don't feel like describing it on the stream, I'll just check I can check my stuff on stream, or I can check it after stream. It's up to you. Had a spear. Just a demo. I'll have to check that out. Look at the old robot. Isn't that crazy? Core mechanics of the game is like, oh, so there's food you can eat, or sustenance that you can replenish your hunger meter. Excuse me. It's more updated. Oh, maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll check it out. Combat active. Base stance. That's pretty cool. I don't want us to be bouncy when we're in combat, because he's more focused. So I'm probably gonna reduce bounciness to 1%. And then probably decrease the minimum stride time so that he's... It might look goofy. We don't know. Yeah, he's sliding a little bit. See, now there's this other problem. Like if I pull this way, actually no, I think it's still detecting it, right? The red cube should still be detecting. Okay, never mind. That's solid. Are we not marking a current melee target anymore? Attackable? Oh, see, now, okay, this is the thing I was talking about. Hostile needs to get you into this ready stance, and attackable is what you go towards. So, I'm thinking, by the way, I got a pretty good idea of how to make the animatronics move. Oh, aside from animation? Oh, the parameters aren't active. If he wasn't crab walking before, he's definitely crab walking now. That's pretty funny. Interesting. So attackable, though, is what I need him to focus on in the attack string. Or in the attack logic. So maybe the base stance will still be triggered by a zone of hostile. Right? Maybe we have 2 chips. So maybe there will be a trigger zone over here for hostile. And then we'll have a trigger zone. This will still be attack point. Attackable is what gives us the data. And then we'll see. While we're attacking, though, we are going to look at the attack points. And I see hostiles detected. Good. Attackable. Now let's leave, or let's walk away. Alright, and then we're gonna copy this guy. Now let's see if I could switch. Good. Let's delete that second one. And I think we're gonna lower it just a tad. We're gonna move this output back in here. And then we are gonna give him a little bit of what's the word? Bounciness to the walk, because it's a little jarring. 1%, it's at 7. Let's split the difference. 3.5. It'll round it up to 4, but it should still be 3.5. And then minimum stride time. What was it before? 35. Let's just take it down to 30. Increase the stridiness. That's a little bit better. Now, I'm wondering if while he's in combat, he shouldn't really be looking around like that. He should be focusing on whatever he's focusing on. So, we're going to go into his idle animation, and so long, aiming, interacting, and he should not be combat. Combat is active, then he does not look around. But while he's in combat, one of the parameters should be that he looks at a tag in enemies, right? So like he's focusing on them. So the parameter will turn on auto look and look at. And it's this neat little tag called, we're going to look for a tag, or we're going to make a tag called look at me. Oh, no, we want those lowercase. And then let's move this guy up a notch. Good. then he'll look around otherwise. And then I think I might even have him look at interactables. Spider-Man 2, yes, I'm hyped. I'm not trying to see spoilers or stuff like that, but I'm probably gonna get it launch day, launch night. I'm getting Assassin's Creed Mirage. Alright, we definitely got a base in here. I think I'm going to decrease the stridiness, because I feel like his feet, the pacing isn't that realistic. Pop over here. What is that, 50? Nope, I'm just going to do 0. Emmett and I would like to stream it. He played Spider-Man and I played Miles Morales, so I feel like this is the perfect game for us to stream together. Well, not necessarily playing together, but we'll both be watching it as the other one plays. I think that would be really fun. Because we both kind of realized when we played, when I was showing him the controls for Miles Morales, how they moved the gadget wheel to holding R1, and they freed up L1. We both, and L1 became the Venom controls for Miles. We're like, oh, that's going to be the symbiote button in Spider-Man. And I know there's more changes than just that, but I believe it's the symbiote when he has the symbiote on, and when he's not, when he doesn't have the symbiote or the black suit on, it's the mechanical arms, which is, it sucks that they got rid of suit powers to give you, like, the superpowered surge or whatever it is. But I get it. Use the old bot as an enemy and old prototype. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna the old bot is gonna become a character that I've been thinking about, like this discarded prototype. He's gonna have like a mossy beard because he'll be maybe outside. And then maybe his leg is broken, so he has like actual wood. And he could be growing little twigs and leaves. Alright. So, dang, this is actually not too bad. Current melee target. I guess now I'm going to start to need some attacks. Let's see if I can clean up this logic, though. So this is all to reset. Yeah. We want our stuff going from left to right. That'll make it more readable for me. These are the two biggest outputs, right? Those directly go into the things. Okay, I see. That's a big, like, backwards thing. This is okay. This is okay. Or hostile, right? So it's either we'll trigger this, and I don't think that will trigger that. Okay, good. So see, now we have a current melee target. But I guess hostile is what needs to go in here. And we'll turn this off for a sec. because now I want to see if I can have a thing over here, and if it's not hostile, will I still target it? So let's hostile off. So yeah, now I'll still snap to this when I attack, but I won't enter that state until I do attack. But then that's not even attacking, right? That's crazy. Gonna move that a little more that way. I think this is readable. And now I have combat when it's active, right? So these might be the actual moves. But I gotta think, do I want heavy? Like, I can still just start with a basic attack string. We'll see. You always wonder how people make such smooth moments and dreams. Lots of practice, Andrew. Like, for all the smooth movement you're seeing here, the robot has been a rough project for so long. Like, here, I'll take a trip down memory lane. So, we're gonna... I think I'll save this as a new version. Alright, now we got some combat. Yeah, let's go into his genealogy. No, versions. If you see my old robot, friggin'... He's a... This is all I had. I can't even... There's some charm here, but... Like, the movement, it feels pretty sluggish. But that's nothing compared to, like, if I get to the... Oh, no. Genealogy, contents... Where's the robot? This is where I found this other model. And from seeing this guy, I had a vision for a different robot. But I ended up not using this model. I just made my own. Because the grouping, the logic stuff was pretty rough. No offense. I think I go to here. Aha. Yeah, then I made it into this. You see that movement? You see that? This is all I had for a little. It was pretty rough, to be honest. See how wide the camera is? Like, I think a lot of the ideas are still present in the newer robot, but it's really rough around the edges. And like the logic, if you think my logic is messy now, the logic in this guy, it is all over the place. It's like all in one chip, and there are wires everywhere. Can I can I crouch? I can crouch. Do you see how his feet are clipping? There's definitely some charm though. I do like it. Well, you gotta. I would definitely like. Have you written your ideas down, Andrew? All right. What are we gonna check out, Joshua? What was the dream's name again? Is it on my recently played? Essential Daily Surf. Where's my recents? Crazy Dude. Dreams I thumbed up. That was fun. Oh, you guys should check out Scraps. Crazy Dude. You making a TMNT game? The newest. Oh, I can't rotate the camera? Dang. Oh, 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 oh. Sorry, I gotta see it for myself. Oh, go to the newest? Is this not the newest? Oh, newest. Oh, wow. Dang, the layers and the colors. That's insane. Wow. I think my only suggestion, I don't know if you're done, uh, would be for it to be, or I guess feel like animatronics that's like are grimy. That means separate pieces that have been collecting dirt, and the dirt would usually fall in the seams of the pieces. So if you do continue to work, again, I don't know if you're done, I would consider darkening the area where these two meet. But other than that, this is really dope. Like, I'm really digging how I can, like, it's not overtly green or anything, but like the green is adding like a really sickly nature to it. It's really cool. May I? I'm gonna mess with the lights. Don't worry. This is just a remix though, so I'm not gonna save. Turn off that light. Oh, sun brightness 0. So I only have this light. 2, 3. And then we'll do one in the back. A little brighter. Then I'll do one diffused. And then I usually make that one big, but I turn it like all the way down. Just to break it up a little bit. Then flatten that image. And then I usually up the aperture. And then there's an easier way to do this. Literally just grab that guy. Bam. So we get a little bit of depth of field. And then I think I'm going to increase this. Nope, not all the way. Let's get more minute with it. Wow. Pretty good stuff. If you don't mind, I'm going to try to do the thing that I mentioned. Is this mirrored? Oh, whoa. Oh, using text displayers. That's that. Good job. Good job. That painting job was insane. Do I know how to make the camera move? Yeah, you gotta animate it. Now, do you mean like a character trophy thing? So for a character trophy, I would probably just search up ultimate. This is definitely overkill. Ultimate third person camera rig. Make sure you're off preview invisibility. Make sure you go to studio lighting so you can see everything. So this would be the camera rig, and I'm legit just gonna get rid of the input for Y. So the right stick is what we use to operate. Y. We're gonna turn off the outputs for Y. So no more Y, just X. And then what are we following? We're following possess puppet tag. And then does this guy have any logic in him? No. So we're just going to put a tag down, literally just out in the open. Put that over here. And then we're just going to reset this guy so it auto defaults to that tag. Ta-da. But we are going to move that tag lower because the head is really what you're seeing. And this has its own camera on it, as you can see. But we don't want it to look like a gameplay camera. We want it to look like a character trophy camera. So we're going to, this left and right offset, that's done. Field of view, I'm going to change it to 40. Going to switch back to regular lighting over here. Like I said, like to increase the aperture. And then we'll have to check. Oh, geez. So right there, the problem is it's colliding with the puppet, right? So to fix that, we gotta scope into the puppet, see what our collision label is. Oh, hang on. Collision detection. It's not detecting friend. So we gotta make sure that this guy is labeled friend in its entirety. That way we shouldn't be clipping anymore. But ideally, you want the light to move with this guy so you can see it lit well no matter what way you rotate it. So to do that, we're going to group the lights with this camera rig. So I'm going to delete the original camera, and we're going to see if we can grab these lights, and we want to group them, I believe, with this cube. Which cube is it? Hang on, I'm checking. Well, I guess they could go on here, right? Because it doesn't really matter if it looks up and down. So we're legit just going to see if we can grab them and move them onto here. And this one. And then just so that you can maintain a sense of where they are. Oh, I see. So there was a problem. We're going to end up moving them a bit. So the back one's not bad. We're going to move this one back to where it was. And then this guy's gonna have to come forward quite a bit. And then if we turn on preview invisibility, you can see again. But now it should rotate with the angle you're looking at it. So, ta-da! And you don't get to look up and down because the character trophies usually just go in one axis. Now I haven't set up any like height or zoom or anything like that, but this is pretty basic for what you want. If you don't need it to be possessible. You could just scope into the camera group once again. Sorry, I just need to see what I'm doing. And scope into this last one. Camera gadget is right here. Just make sure you turn on hide imps, and that way I won't be able to see. But I am going to increase the distance. 0.5, and we're going to lower the height offset. There we go. Now the sky's taking super long to change because I did that. The transition happened in play mode. If you go to edit mode, turn off studio lighting, it should happen a lot faster. And bam, look at that. That looks really cool. I'm gonna try to do the thing that I mentioned so long ago, if you don't mind. I just want to see what it looks like. I guess we are gonna go to studio lighting. Scope into this thing. We're probably mirrored, right? Oh, whoa, wait, how did you sculpt this? I thought for sure it would have been mirrored right here. Did you put the... Hang on. Did you do each side of this individually? Whoa, that's impressive. I guess you need some of that to get lopsided, but man. Alright, so let's go to spray paint, and we're gonna choose pretty dark color. Generally, you don't want to start with black, but I'm just doing this for demo purposes. I'm gonna turn up the soft blend, take it to the back, and really just try to focus on the seam. I'm just lightly tapping R2. And then especially where the nose is. Like dirt would cake there. And this also kind of looks like ambient occlusion. So it's helping create some depth. And then you would also like to make it meet. You would also want it. Is this tinted? Yeah. You're gonna have to stop the tint. Increase the color saturation. That's okay though, because we're gonna paint this whole thing this brown, so that it's still the bottom color. And then do whatever like colors you did before, like to make it work. Like if there's some greens and some other stuff in there. But I'm just going in with a black, just again for demo purposes. Normally you take much more time doing something like this, and just try to meet it where they meet. And then even around the eye, depending on how long it's been there. So now if I turn off studio lighting to do it. Oh, you can't really tell because it's so far away. Let's zoom in. A little more. And then increase the height offset. Ooh, my goodness. And then we're going to decrease the aperture for this, just so that we can see it clearly. But aperture does help a little bit, just to add some polish. See, I don't know if you could see it, but I see it. I think it helps a little bit to marry the two together while still adding some depth. That's really cool though. That's really cool. And you see how it kind of feels like I'm spinning them around now because the light's staying relative to the camera. Mmm, tasty. That was awesome. I think I'm gonna call it there for me. Thank you guys for joining. If you've enjoyed the stream, please leave a like. If you have any feedback, please leave a comment on this video or my other video. You can also throw ideas in the Discord. I know Paul, that was some awesome stuff. I can't wait to go over that more and brainstorm. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to leave a comment below. Check out the Discord. You can check out my Patreon if you want to see more of what I'm working on besides what I've shown on my YouTube channel. Got some really cool superhero themed stuff on there. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps out a ton. And until next time, bye.